In the heart of London, Buckingham Palace stands as a symbol of tradition, history, and the delicate balance of power between monarchy and government. But beneath the grandeur, a storm is brewing, one that threatens to shake the very foundations of British foreign policy. King Charles III, the reigning monarch of the United Kingdom and Canada, has long been regarded as a cautious and measured figure in matters of state. His role, while largely ceremonial, carries constitutional weight, especially when it comes to international relations. Meanwhile, Keir Starmer, leader of the Labour Party and a prominent figure in British politics, has been navigating the turbulent waters of diplomacy and domestic policy with his own agenda. And then, there is Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, known for his bold and often controversial approach to politics. His relationship with the UK has been complex, marked by moments of tension and unexpected alliances. In recent weeks, a seemingly routine diplomatic gesture, a letter of invitation to President Trump, has ignited a fierce dispute between the monarchy and the government. At the center of this controversy is the question: who truly controls British foreign policy? The monarchy's role in foreign affairs is traditionally guided by the government's advice. But King Charles has shown a particular sensitivity to the implications of inviting Trump, especially given Trump's past remarks about Canada. Keir Starmer's decision to publicly hand over the invitation letter at the White House was seen by many as a breach of protocol, an embarrassing moment that caught the palace off guard. This documentary will explore the unfolding drama behind the headlines, examining the constitutional complexities, political tensions, and personal dynamics that have brought King Charles and Keir Starmer into conflict. It is a story of power, protocol, and politics, a story that reveals much about the modern British monarchy and the challenges it faces in a rapidly changing world. The controversy began with what should have been a simple diplomatic gesture: an invitation from the British government to former President Donald Trump, inviting him to visit the United Kingdom and meet King Charles at Balmoral. Such invitations are common in international relations, designed to maintain and strengthen ties between nations. But this invitation was anything but ordinary. Keir Starmer, acting in his capacity as leader of the opposition and a senior political figure, personally handed over the invitation letter during a public event at the White House. The moment was broadcast live, drawing immediate attention, and not all of it positive. The palace had intended for the invitation to be a private matter, a discreet and carefully timed communication between monarch and guest. Instead, the public handover was seen as a breach of protocol, undermining the careful diplomatic balance the monarchy seeks to maintain. King Charles, who has known President Trump for many years, reportedly felt blindsided and frustrated by the public nature of the invitation. The king's cautious approach to foreign visits, especially involving Trump, stems from concerns about the political implications, particularly given Trump's past comments about Canada, a country over which King Charles also reigns as monarch. Trump's suggestion that Canada should consider becoming the 51st state of the United States was not just a political gaffe, it touched on constitutional sensitivities. As king of both the United Kingdom and Canada, Charles must navigate these delicate waters with care, ensuring that his actions do not conflict with his duties or the advice of the UK government. The public spectacle of Starmer presenting the invitation was viewed by palace insiders as groveling on his knees, a phrase that quickly made its way into media headlines. It painted a picture of a government eager to curry favor with a controversial figure at the expense of royal protocol and national dignity. Political analysts have noted that this incident highlights the ongoing tension between the monarchy's traditional role and the modern political landscape. While the monarch acts on the advice of ministers, moments like this reveal the potential for conflict when political actors step outside established norms. The British public, too, has been divided. Some see Starmer's actions as a pragmatic effort to maintain good relations with a powerful ally. Others view it as a humiliating misstep that disrespects the monarchy and undermines the country's standing on the world stage. As the story unfolds, questions remain. How will King Charles respond? Will this incident alter the relationship between the monarchy and the government? And what does it mean for the future of British foreign policy in an increasingly complex world? This documentary will continue to explore these questions, offering insight into the personalities, politics, and protocols that shape one of the most significant diplomatic dramas of recent times. In the days following the explosive interview on Real Time with Bill Maher, media outlets around the world continued to dissect every second of the confrontation. But this wasn't just a news cycle, this was a cultural moment. In the UK, royal commentators were quick to use the fallout as evidence that Harry wasn't ready to be on his own without the structure and control of the monarchy. Well, what did he expect? One royal biographer said on a Sky News panel. He left the palace, left the protection of the crown, and walked straight into the American media machine and got burned. Across the Atlantic, however, things were more divided. In the US, some journalists called the moment a sign of a bigger issue. The interview exposed how far removed Harry and Meghan have become from the regular people they say they want to represent, one writer at The Atlantic said. They speak about trauma and authenticity, but it's wrapped in Netflix money and California luxury. But not everyone saw it that way. Some fans stood firmly behind Harry, calling the moment a public humiliation and a setup. One fan wrote on TikTok, "He was attacked. This wasn't journalism, it was a trap." That video got over 2 million views in just 24 hours. Hollywood reacts. Interestingly, even some of Hollywood's elite reacted. A few stars known to be close to Meghan and Harry, including Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres, stayed completely silent. According to a report in the Daily Mail, a PR expert familiar with the couple's inner circle said, "There's nervousness now. Not just about how Harry came off on Maher's show, but what this means for future media projects. No one wants to attach their name to a sinking ship." Netflix, which signed a reported $100 million deal with Harry and Meghan, was said to be watching closely. Their content had already received mixed reviews, with some critics calling it too polished, too controlled, and now, with this real moment spiraling out of control, producers wondered whether they had overestimated the couple's appeal. Spotify, which ended its deal with the Sussexes months earlier, was even more critical. In a rare public comment, a Spotify executive reportedly told a private event that Harry and Meghan were grifters. That quote went viral. Inside the palace walls. Back in London, things weren't much better. While the palace remained silent, as it always does during scandals, insiders painted a picture of quiet tension. King Charles, who has been trying to modernize the monarchy while keeping it stable, was said to be disappointed but unsurprised. Prince William, however, was reportedly furious. "The royal family doesn't like mess," said one former royal aide. "This kind of interview, where you're getting roasted on American TV, reflects poorly on the institution, even if Harry is no longer officially a part of it." And then came the speculation. Would this finally push the royals to cut all remaining ties with Harry? While he and Meghan had already stepped back from royal duties, there were still threads connecting them: titles, patronages, and most of all, family. One British newspaper ran the headline, "Bridge burned. Maher interviews seals Harry's fate." While it may sound dramatic, for some, it felt true. Harry's decision to go on Real Time, a show known for sarcasm, skepticism, and zero patience for PR spin, had backfired. Mental health conversation hijacked. Lost in the chaos was the original reason Harry was on the show in the first place, to talk about mental health. But after the clash with Maher, no one was talking about his charity work. No one was talking about mental health access or his campaign to help veterans with PTSD. Instead, the headlines focused on one thing: the embarrassment. Mental health advocates spoke up, frustrated. When celebrities talk about mental health, it can open doors for others to feel safe speaking up, said one UK nonprofit leader. But when the focus shifts to drama and money, that opportunity disappears. Even Harry's supporters admitted that the message got lost. One royal watcher on YouTube posted, "He had a platform. He had the world's attention. But instead of connection, we got conflict." By the end of the week, it was clear. The damage was done. PR experts said Harry's team would now have to go quiet for a while. "This is when you regroup, refocus, and pray the next scandal takes over the news cycle," said one crisis manager. But there was something else to consider. Had Harry finally reached the point of media overexposure? For years, He and Meghan had controlled the narrative, from the Oprah interview, to their Netflix series, to their personal documentaries. But the moment someone pushed back in real time, the entire brand cracked. This wasn't just a failed interview.
It was a reality check.
A reminder that public goodwill can disappear fast. That media attention is a double-edged sword. And that sometimes, the very platforms built to tell your story can become the stage where it all falls apart.